narcissistic personality disorder, body dysmorphic disorder, antisocial personality disorder, the post-traumatic stress disorder.
How do you treat that?
So first of all, she needs to be locked up.
What I want from you is
your voice.
It's hard to do therapy with people like this, especially the therapy I do is based on empathy and compassion and that people value relationships. What happens when you lack those things?
Okay, so she's, terrible.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Cinema Therapy. I'm Jonathan Decker, licensed therapist who loves movies. This is
Alan Seawright, a professional filmmaker who needs therapy. Am I going to get some right now?
No. I'm not here for you. I'm here for the Disney villains. You could do your own thing on your own time, on your own dime. Disney villains are gonna get my help today, and they're not even real. That's how committed I am to making a difference in the world. I will put a fictional person before my best friend.
A fictional animated person.
And evil. And a barrage of them. Fantastic. So we're gonna...
No problems here. Everything's great. We're doing fine.
We want to be very clear that there's no correlation between mental illness and villainy.
Correct.
These characters are villains because of their choices, but the things that they struggle with, the things that they wrestle with, we can deep dive and explore. I'm going to help.
I'm going to learn things, and I'm also going to talk about all the filmmaking that's happening, because those Disney folks, they know a thing or two.
Yep.
Maybe even three.
So we're going to be looking at Captain Hook, the Evil Queen from Snow White, Jafar, and Ursula.
Well, none of those people have any problems. Why are we talking about that?
They're all super duper dad.
But now when he's about, he warns you, as you might say, with his tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock.
I have always loved the Crocodile's music. And the way, like, the eyes
and
the ear.
pulsing and the ear doing the thing. And his mustache ticking and talking. The design of how Hook is responding to this is absolutely bananas, and I am here for it.
So here we have not just a reminder, but the actual trauma he's confronted with, but the clock he associates with.
Smee! Save me, Smee, please! Don't let him get me, Smee, please!
Here now, shame on you, upsetting the poor captain. See now, shit. Go on, off it. Off with you, I say. Go away, out of it.
That crocodile's got so much sass.
Is it gone, Smee?
Is the gun, Smee?
Oh, Smee, I can't stand it any longer. I tell you, I can't.
Now, Captain. Just relax.
So there was a trauma. He was not only threatened with death, but he experienced grievous physical injury and almost died from a crocodile.
Right.
I don't think I need to explain why that's traumatic. That's traumatic.
Peter Pan cut his hand off.
Oh, and threw it to the crocodile.
Threw it to the crocodile. Like, Peter Pan cut his hand off and fed it to a crocodile in front of him.
It's pretty dark. And when you convert that to an animated film and you don't pause to actually think about,
well, I just
in this
picture,
universe,
like, cute, sweet little Peter Pan, like, hee, we're all having fun. Look, Lost Boys, chop, eat. Like, there's a reason you do that in dialogue.
You know what the penalty is for stealing?
No, please!
imagining it in this universe is so messed up.
Pretty gnarly.
Okay, but look at this. The clock, just like Pavlov's dogs associated the ringing of the bell with being fed, but a bell ringing is a neutral sound. A clock ticking is a neutral sound. I don't hear a clock and freak out.
Yeah.
Hook does, because the clock is now associated with the trauma. It is a trauma trigger. And we see strong avoidance, we see panic, we see fear, we see, even before the crocodile comes, intrusive thoughts. He is reliving over and over, even during normal moments, this trauma. And as a result, he's extremely irritable and he's depressed.
Okay, so that's a pretty clear-cut case of PTSD.
Yeah.
How do you treat that?
If I could go to Neverland today with today's methods.
So taking the train?
What?
Taking the train to Neverland.
I didn't know that was a thing. What? What are you talking about?
That's today's methods.
Oh.
You don't have to take pixie dust and fly. You can just get on the train.
I thought you might know something about the lore that I was missing. EMDR to help deal with the physiological symptoms and also to rewire the circuitry of the brain.
What is EMDR?
EMDR involves rapid eye movement.
Oh, okay.
Literally, it's much more physiological
it's not like
based.
an electromagnetic death ray?
No, but it's much more physiologically based than a lot of therapies.
Okay.
It's actually strengthening the body-mind connection and using that to your advantage to decrease trauma symptoms and how you respond to trauma triggers.
Okay.
Narrative therapy, what happened, Pan cut off your hand, fed it to the crocodile. But I think there's some worth ties there of, I'm a loser, I suck as a captain, I suck as a pirate, because he does suck as a pirate. A child cut his hand off.
Yeah.
And then finally, exposure therapy. He's up on the boat. The crocodile's in the water. He's not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So helping him manage his panic symptoms while being in the presence of the crocodile, so that when the crocodile's around, he feels like I'm under control and I'm safe. That's what I would do with Hook. Hey, are you trying to save up for a new magic mirror?
Or maybe a shiny new hook?
Or maybe build a new wing of your villain lair?
You should check out Chime's high yield savings account.
Plus, you could get a $350 cash bonus when you click the link in the description to sign up with today's sponsor, Chime.
Chime is the #1 most loved banking app.
With no monthly fees, no overdraft fees, and no minimum balance fees, it makes sense why millions of people love it.
They love Chime almost as much as Jafar loves himself.
Your savings account earns 3.00% APY.
That's 7 times the national average savings rate. Pussycat.
Gosh. At that rate, what you'd earn in a full year with a regular savings account would take just about 7 weeks with Chime.
To put it into numbers, you'd earn $210 in a year if you had $10,000 in a Chime high yield savings account, just by letting it sit there. Money for nothing!
Chime's high yield savings account is going to help me save up for a down payment on a house.
It is super easy to set up. It only took me a couple of minutes.
And you could set goals in the app for specific things you're saving for, like I did for the down payment for my house. And now I can watch real progress towards those goals.
You can also get paid up to 2 days early with Chime.
You can't just rub a magic lamp and have a genie fix all your finances, but Chime can definitely help you stay on track with your financial goals for 2026.
Make your money actually work for you in 2026.
To get up to $350 and start earning up to 3.00% APY on your savings, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen.
Check out Chime today.
Let me see thy face.
What wouldst thou know, my queen?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Famed is thy beauty, my
Okay, I'm going to talk about body dysmorphic disorder in a second, but she's looking for validation specifically.
Yeah.
rags cannot hide her gentle grace. Alas, she is more fair than thee.
A lash for her.
A lash.
Reveal her name.
I'm going to whip her.
Lips red as the rose, hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
Snow White.
Okay, body dysmorphic disorder is a fixation on not just your looks, but a flaw or a perceived flaw in your physical appearance.
Yeah, I was interested to see how you came up with this, because I would have thought just textbook narcissism.
Okay, so here's why. Because on the surface, she's not fixated on a particular body part and saying that, you know, this is so ugly, so hideous. The issue is when your perceived flaws become huge in your eyes compared to nobody else notices, nobody else cares, or if they notice, it's not a big deal to them.
Well, and it seems like, at worst, she's the second fairest of them all?
No, unacceptable.
That's pretty good.
The reason I think it's body dysmorphic disorder is because of the comparison. It's because comparing herself to Snow White, instead of fixating on a single body area like normal, it's all of her. All of her is suddenly not enough, not beautiful enough, and instead of, okay, what can I do to fix this? It's, what can I do to eliminate the competition to put myself on top?
All of this could have been avoided if she just waited a little bit longer so that the magic mirror could finish his sentence and said, but you'd look better if you smile.
Damn it, Alan! Body dysmorphic disorder is a type of obsessive compulsive disorder in which the person obsesses over a perceived flaw in their physical appearance. And this flaw might be real, might be imagined, but it's always bigger in the mind of the individual than what others actually think and observe.
Okay.
And the reason I think it's body dysmorphic disorder is because of the obsessive compulsive nature of it.
Like, seems like it's her morning routine.
Exactly.
Sweep again, and by then it's It's like 7:15, and so I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3.
Right?
Like, she obsesses over this, and the compulsion to deal with that obsession is, I'm gonna go talk to the mirror every single day and make sure I'm still on top every single day. So in real life, checking in the mirror, excessively seeking the admiration of others.
Wash, tell me I'm pretty.
Were I unwed, I would take you in a manly fashion.
'Cause I'm pretty?
'Cause you're pretty.
In her case, she is now going to seek to kill her beauty competition. That says disorder to me.
Oh,
Right.
weird.
And in her case, it's not that she obsesses over a specific physical detail. It's the obsession that there is someone else more beautiful than her. And people with body dysmorphic disorder often compare themselves to others.
Sure, yeah.
So I would treat this with cognitive behavioral therapy and, frankly, maybe with antidepressants.
Sure, I can see that.
Because she is contemplating not self-harm, but harm of other. Why? Because that other person is pretty and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
That's a lot. We want to dial that down significantly. We also want to challenge the errors in cognition. First of all, that physical appearance is what your worth is, because it's not. But also, why are you relying on the mirror to tell you? What are his credentials, actually? Why do we care?
The genie has more power than you'll ever have. What? He gave you your power. He could take it away.
Al, what are you doing? Why are you bringing me into this?
Face it, Jafar. You're still just second best.
You're right. His power does exceed my own. But not for long.
The boy is crazy.
I always love this part of Aladdin.
One too many hits with a snake.
I make my third wish. I wish to be an all-powerful genie!
It's such a smart way to defeat this character.
Well, yeah, I love that,
My command.
you know,
Go, Al.
we don't save the world in a fist fight. We save it because Aladdin outsmarts with street smarts.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, I can appeal to this guy's narcissism.
So Jafar, obviously, he sees himself as special. Obsessed with grandiosity.
Trust me.
The universe is mine to command.
He has delusions of grandeur?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Getting something? You wanted to be a genie? You got it.
What?
And everything that goes with it.
No! No!
I'm getting out of here.
Phenomenal cosmic powers.
Itty bitty living space.
Just like Gaston, and we have an episode on Gaston who's a similar narcissistic character right here. Jafar is a character you love to hate. Jafar is also kind of like Aaron Eckhart in The Dark Knight to me. Not in any way, shape, or form, except for Heath Ledger is so great as the Joker that you don't really hone in on Aaron Eckhart's doing damn fine work in The Dark Knight.
Oh, so Robin Williams is so great that he steals the entire movie and most of Disney, the company, for like 3 years? It's
Yes.
like, Disney's just Robin Williams as the genie, right? That's all it is.
Who's the actor who plays Jafar?
Jonathan Freeman. You guys can look up on YouTube. There's video of him like in the booth, just slaying, just annihilating this role. He's so damn good, and you kind of don't notice because Robin Williams is also there.
He just drips with ego and menace and
evil.
Yeah, just and superiority. So he's obsessed with fantasies about success and power and has this elevated sense of importance and entitlement. I deserve to be Sultan. Scratch that. I deserve to be Sorcerer.
Sure.
Scratch that. Genie is the most powerful. That's what I want. And that's how Aladdin gets him. And I freaking love that. But wait, there's more. He checks off, you know how normally for Diagnosis you have to check off like 5 of the 9 boxes?
Does he check off all of them plus
He
a couple?
checks off like all of the boxes. Let's keep going.
Pumping through the water cracker. Here, here's your cracker. Shove them all the way down your throat. Have lots of... Stop it! Jafar, leave him alone.
Okay, so the thing about narcissistic personality disorder over just ego is it's cruel.
Jasmine. A beautiful desert bloom such as yourself should be on the arm of the most powerful man in the world.
What you say, my dear?
With you as my queen.
Never.
I'll teach you some respect.
Okay. That's problematic.
Genie.
I love
to
that.
make my final wish. I wish for Princess Jasmine to fall desperately in love with me.
So we see with the narcissistic personality disorder here, the cruelty, the lack of compassion. He's watching Iago stuff the king's face with crackers for sport. He's got Jasmine chained up, Princess Leia in Jabba's palace style going on. And then this obsession with grandiosity, this sense of entitlement, often leads to fantasies of an idealized life and idealized love. And the other person, the person you want to marry, date, whatever, is an accessory.
Right.
That's how he sees her. He doesn't see her as an autonomous being. He doesn't actually care about what she wants, how she feels.
There's two pieces of dialogue where you just hear it. Like, he says it out loud. One, you belong on the arm of the most powerful man. He wants an accessory on his arm.
Yep.
And he ends the scene with, tell me more about myself. Which, again, butter on velvet. I don't know how else. It's just, the voice is so good. But, like, tell me more about myself?
Yeah.
NPD!
Yep, absolutely. He's at such a high level, there's very few people that could even understand him or associate with him. And he considers her one of those people, and he thinks she should see it as a privilege. How would I help? I wouldn't. I would just trap him in a just trap him in a bottle.
In a lamp.
Trap him in a lamp for 1,000 years. And honestly, I would do therapy with him after he's been in the Cave of Wonders for 1,000 years in that lamp.
When he's maybe learned some humility and had some time to think.
Because it's exactly what Jeannie says. 1,000 years in the Cave of Wonders ought to chill him out. And after he's had the time to think and after he's been humble, he can face, okay, these are the consequences of my actions. Do I want these consequences anymore? I don't. So what are alternate ways of relating to the world? So that's what we would do.
The solution to your problem is simple. You get what you want. Is to become a human yourself.
Can you do that?
My dear, sweet child, that's what I do. It's what I live for. To help unfortunate merfolk like yourself.
Okay, so...
Poor souls with no one else to turn.
With antisocial personality disorder. Blatant disregard for the feelings, wants, needs, or emotions of others, the well-being of others. Don't care.
Yeah.
Lying and manipulation.
Seen the light and made a switch.
Yeah, which she's clearly doing right now.
Yep. She's laying on the charm. You know, it's not my charm. I wouldn't charm someone this way, but it is what Ursula would do. Just, you know, like we're all buddy-buddy and look at...
Pathetic.
Poor unfortunate souls in pain.
This feigned empathy and compassion, like a lot of times with antisocial personality disorder, they know what it looks like even if they don't feel it.
Right.
So it's performative to get what they want.
Poor unfortunate souls. So sad.
The
little worm withered merfolk are like, ugh.
Ursula, please, and I
It will shock you to learn this gave me nightmares when I was a kid.
Now it's happened once.
I just noticed Flounder like shivering and shaking and how impressive the animation is to do
I
that.
had to rake 'em across the coals. Yes, I've had the odd complaint, but on the whole, I've been a saint. To those
Minimizing.
Yep.
Justifying. Oh. Just the faces of like the damned mermaids, merfolk. So antisocial personality disorder, as demonstrated by Heath Ledger's Joker, this video you can watch right here, is not only a blatant disregard for the rights of others or the feelings of others, but for society and just laws in general.
This is what we used to call psychopathy or sociopathy, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
right. And it's been updated. We jettisoned those terms in the DSM-5. I'm not rightly sure why, because I liked those terms.
I liked them, but
here we are.
Maybe there's, you know, too much like cultural baggage with it or something.
The psychology gods have spoken. Who are we to question? Are there psychology gods?
I don't know, but they have a book. I don't know, but they have a Bible.
Oh, now I'm part of two cults. Anyway.
He's Mormon.
And so this manifests in manipulation, advantage taking, actually causing harm to others. And in her case, the laws and societal authority that she's thumbing her nose at are specifically Triton. Yeah. Triton as king, his right to rule. She doesn't believe in it. She's looking to usurp him. And she doesn't care how many people get hurt along the way.
And listen, if Ursula was an agitator for like a democracy, I could get on board.
Yeah.
Maybe Triton's abusing his power. We don't know. He's forcing everybody to watch his daughters sing every year.
You will come and you will like it. Listen, classic Disney does evil eyes better than anybody.
So well.
And none of this is real light, but when I say the lighting in this scene...
Oh, it's lighting. You're drawing, you know, the light is sourced from underneath and it's coming up on Ursula. And then it's just, you know, nice pretty light on Ariel because she's got to be pretty all the time.
So she not only feels no remorse in the harm and pain she's causing, she delights in it. So there is a sadistic quality to her. And not all persons with antisocial personality disorder are sadistic, but when you lack empathy and compassion, one tends to follow the other.
Sadism is not far away. Right?
Yeah.
And then we get to do a magical transformation, which Disney's never done before.
She's so charming until the moment she gets what she wants. The moment she gets the voice, she drops the facade.
Yep.
The charm, the benevolence, poor unfortunate souls, I care about people, and she goes like full into maniacal laugh.
Maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh.
Okay, so she's terrible.
Yeah.
She's doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
How would you help Ursula overcome this antisocial personality disorder and stop attempting to murder cute, innocent merfolk?
Well, I would say in her case, not in the case of every person with antisocial personality disorder, but in her case, because she is so destructive, because she is so harmful and has ruined lives already, she's committed crimes where she needs to be locked up for the safety of the well-being of society.
Sure.
So first of all, she needs to be locked up. Second of all, the reformation that would occur in prison, or at least we would try, is emotionally focused therapy, because she needs to become practiced in emotional intelligence, perspective taking, and not just to get what she wants.
What? That was very different than how I saw that going.
Cognitive behavioral therapy to help address, okay, you've got goals.
Sure.
How did that go for you, Ursula? You're in prison right now. You're probably planning a prison break. And as an octopus, she probably could. She could fit through.
As long as she can get her eyeballs through, right?
Yeah.
Is that
yeah,
what
so
beak? It's the beak.
It's the beak.
It's the beak.
I would utilize cognitive behavioral therapy to address, okay, you were pursuing these goals to achieve these ends. Now you're in prison. Didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
You can have similar goals, but let's go about them in a way that doesn't land you in prison and doesn't actually hurt people. But it's really hard. It's hard to do therapy with people like this because especially the therapy I do is based on empathy and compassion and that people value relationships. What happens when you lack those things? You need a specialist. You need a criminal psychologist, and that ain't me.
It's also really hard to talk underwater.
Yes. Something these films never seem to acknowledge. And how do they see without it being blurry? Fish lenses? Who knows?
Well, Jonah, this has helped a lot. This has been really interesting. What other Disney villains would you like to see this guy diagnose and help, and we can learn along with him?
Let us know in the comments below.
So until next time.
Smee! Smee!
Tell me more about myself, Pussycat.
God, you're so good at that. And watch movies. Shout out and thank you to our patrons over on our Patreon who get extended commercial-free director's cuts of all of our episodes dropping before they drop on YouTube, as well as a lot of exclusive cinema therapy goodness that you can only get there. Folks like
Bashful Echo,
EM or M,
Hannah Carpenter,
Eddie May,
and Rainy Quartz.
Rainy Quartz. We love you.
Thanks, everybody.